Michael, an educator, and Sandy, a case manager for the disabled, met on a Christian singles website. They hit it off and fell in love. A year later, in 2010, they married. It was a long-hoped-for first for them both. And along with that hope, the Cromwells dreamed of something else.
Another part of, I guess, the American dream, is owning a home.
I really wanted to host Thanksgiving. That was something that was really important to me. All my family over, have some space to do that.
We prayed about it and we asked God to lead us in the right direction, and the first thing we started doing was going to lenders.
With a combined debt of over $40,000, they didn't qualify for a home loan. Michael's student loans were part of it. However, they both had racked up credit card debt in college.
And I jumped on the bandwagon. I was like, oh yeah, credit cards, free money. Got a couple of credit cards, maxed them out.
I did not save. It all went to what I wanted to do, having fun, partying. Sometimes I could barely pay my rent.
And then it was like, oh, you got to pay this stuff back. It's really not free money.
If a credit card bill came, I wouldn't necessarily pay it or pay it on time.
Michael was a newspaper reporter when he turned his life over to Christ. Later, while serving in the Army, he began tithing and also reading the Bible, going to church, and watching Christian TV.
Pat he was a part of that.
God speaking through the prophets is, bring your tithes into the storehouse, that there might be meat in my house, and see if I improve me this day, if I don't open the windows of heaven, look at that, and pour you out a blessing until it overflows.
Sandy knew about tithing from her mother and grandfather, a Baptist minister. Yet, out on her own and in credit card debt, she believed she couldn't afford to tithe.
My mindset was, I need to pay my bills first, then give to God if there was anything left over.
That cycle lasted into Sandy's mid-30s.
I just felt like something needed to change because my circumstances were not changing. I was still behind in my debts. I was like, I need to trust God. He's been in my life all these years, so I started tithing. First fruits, I would, do my 10%, then I would pay my bills.
By the time they married, they were both committed tithers, and they'd stopped credit card spending. However, their mediocre credit scores and an old judgment on Michael's credit history was why they were denied the home loan.
It was embarrassing, because I felt like I was bringing Sandy down because of my financial situation.
But we decided we were going to continue to pray, continue to tithe, and trying to get our debt down.
Michael also started giving to CBN.
CBN stories that deal with medical missions, the children born with cleft palates. CBN goes into their communities and they have doctors that repair that. That's very heartwarming, very touching to me. Very valuable to spreading the gospel, to helping other people, because people can learn about the gospel if you go and help them.
Another year passed as they budgeted and paid off more debt.
So that kind of helped our credit score go up.
Then Sandy met a realtor at a Bible study who put her in touch with a new lender.
He saw places where things were paid off or closer to pay off, and God was looking out.
Right at that time, Michael was promoted from a part-time online college instructor to full-time. With Michael's increased income, his credit judgment removed, and with 50% of their debt paid off, they were approved for a VA loan. The Cromwells were able to move into their new home.
Thank you, Jesus. I was saying that a lot. Just being grateful that God does provide, like we were actually seeing that.
I couldn't have gotten the house without the job. It was definitely a result of giving in every way, financially, my allegiance and devotion to the Lord, showing him, where my heart is for him.
If we had stopped tithing, I feel like we still would have been in the same vicious cycle, probably still would have been in that same little apartment, still spinning our wheels at trying to pay down our debt.
Now their old consumer debts are nearly paid off. In 2021, Sandy got a supervisory promotion along with a $10,000 raise. So now their combined annual income is $25,000 more than when they first married.
God totally helped us be more wise with our money by instilling tithing and continuing to pray and being faithful to Him.
You can have security and stability, financially and otherwise, in a world that does not have those things if you devote your life to the Lord.